Welcome to part 2 of our series on understanding rhythm. Today we're discussing meter. To understand this idea, compare these two musical examples. We would say one of those is in 4, one is in 3. When you hear that something's in 4 or in 3 or even in 7, we're referring to groups of strong and weak beats. You can hear this pattern that gets created in a piece of music. So listen to the example in 4 and I'll count out the beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'll play the example in 3, where I've modified the music a little bit so that that same pattern that repeated every 4 beats before now only takes 3 beats. And I'm going to try counting it in 4 so that you hear how weird that sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That sounds really weird, right? And I don't know if we'll leave them in, but I had to do a few takes of that because it was hard to play at first. So here's how it sounds now if I count it in 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can hear that the music naturally organizes itself into these groupings of beats or pulses. This is the concept behind meter. And it's useful to identify the meter of a song even if you're not learning it from sheet music. It's just helpful to recognize how many beats are in each measure. And a measure is a single grouping of these strong and weak beats. So in 4, a measure is 4 beats. In 3, a measure is 3 beats. All of this relates to the concept of time signature. That is the 2 numbers that you see on the left side of the page when you're reading sheet music. That's the time signature. The top number in the time signature refers to the meter. It refers to how many beats belong in each grouping of strong and weak beats that we call a measure. Every time signature will also have a number on the bottom. That refers to something totally different. It refers to what type of note gets 1 beat. So let's take a brief detour and define all of the most common note values you're going to see in the most common time signature, which is 4/4. This is a quarter note, and next to it is a quarter note rest. Those get 1 beat. This is a half note. It gets 2 beats. If we add a dot to it, that makes the note value 150% of what it normally is. So adding that to a 2-beat note gives us 3 beats. That's a dotted half note. A whole note gets 4 beats. And we can also go smaller than the quarter note. This is an 8th note and an 8th note rest, and even a 16th note and a 16th note rest. You notice the names of all of these notes are fractions. They are fractions of the measure in 4/4 time. So in a 4/4 measure, we have 4 beats in the measure. Each beat gets a quarter note. If we want a whole note, it's going to get 4 beats. It's crucial to understand that 4/4 time is by far the most common time signature in most kinds of music. And that is why everything in music notation, when it comes to rhythm, is really heavily biased towards 4/4 time. And that includes these note values. As we move into other time signatures, we're still going to refer to all of these note values by the fraction of the 4/4 bar, right? So a quarter note is still called a quarter note, even in other time signatures where it's actually a different fraction of the bar. And that can be a little confusing at first, but it's nice, at least, that every time we look at a quarter note, we give it the same name. Okay, so now we know our note values and we know about those fraction names for every kind of note. We can come back to the bottom number in a time signature. That bottom number is referring to different types of notes. If it's a 4, it's referring to quarter notes. If it's an 8, it's referring to 8th notes. and so on from there. Every now and then you will see a 2 on the bottom or even a 16 on the bottom. Let's apply these concepts and see why they're useful by looking at something called cut time. We typically use cut time when a piece of music that's in 4/4 starts speeding up a little bit. And we want to feel a larger pulse in the music so that it doesn't feel so frantic. Here, for example, if I play this at this tempo, I could count it in 4, but that feels kind of heavy. If I instead count it in 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, that feels a lot lighter and more natural. So often, as pieces of music get a little faster, if the composer wants you to feel them in 2 big beats like that, they will, instead of notating 4/4, they'll put 2/2, or they'll use this symbol that stands for cut time. What that means is we've cut both the 4 on top and the 4 on bottom in half. So we have 2 beats per measure, but a half note gets a beat. And that ends up meaning that the music looks identical, but it feels different. So that's one reason we might choose to put a different number on the bottom of the time signature than 4. Most of the time, if we can, we'll put a 4 on the bottom. And a lot of times when we are putting an 8 on the bottom, that's to help with compound meter. So that's coming up. I'll define compound meter in a later video in this series. Next up, we'll define subdivision, which is the most useful rhythm concept for learning to play better in a groove. If you'd like to follow along with this series with the sheet music for the various examples I'm playing, you can download that for free at my website. You can also find out about my membership there. My name is Ted with Piano Fluency.